Greetings everyone, just wanted to do a quick update here. We're getting a pretty nasty storm in New England, and I figured before they declare state of emergency, what better thing to do than do the typical New Englander run to dunks and drift in the snow. So kind of wanted to see how the S3 was in the snow. Didn't get that great of footage, but granted it's flipping cold out here, so just did a couple of launch control runs with it, a few donuts. Later on in the video I might do a quick comparison of how the S3 stacks up to my WRX that I had. But overall, the car is amazing in the snow, and just hope you enjoy a little bit of the screwing around footage that I got. Alright, so just a quick overview of my winter setup I have on the S3 here. The wheels that I actually got these off of Tire Rack, and they assured me they'd fit, although I was pretty skeptical since this car came with 19s on it. And as you can see, the clearance here at the caliper, as I've shown before, is really, really close, but miraculously my stick-on weights have managed to survive. I've been pretty pleased with these rims. It was a pretty good deal. I think they were about $145 a piece, and I like the fact that they kind of sort of emulate the base A3 wheels, I guess. You know, they've got a pretty simple design to them. They're easy to clean, which is nice. And then what I did is I had my leftover snow tires from when I sold the WRX. These are Dunlop Winter Sport 4D tires, and yes, I realize I have them mounted going in the wrong direction. That is actually on purpose because they were starting to get a little bit feathered along the edges, and I figured since it was the end of the season and we weren't going to get any more snow, that I would run them backwards to try to straighten out the wear a little bit for next season. And well, lo and behold, old man Winter decided he was going to show up and completely snow on my parade here. As you can see, we're getting pounded pretty good. It's only been snowing for about 2, maybe 3 hours. Got a drifts over there of about 6 to 7 inches. I'm sure we're going to get hit with quite a bit more. Poor Civic is buried. I'll have to dig that out later, but got the trusty snowblower ready to go. But in any case, I was out this morning before they declared state of emergency and kicked everyone off the roads. This car is really good in the snow. You know, it's definitely a different sensation than the WRX was, even though they're both all-wheel drive. This car is predominantly front-wheel drive until the Haldex kicks in the rear. And then even when it does, it's very well mannered. Now the WRX had a symmetrical all-wheel drive system, and you could definitely tell that difference when you're driving down the road. Like I said, you know, I had the same tires on it, so it kind of makes for a good comparison taking the tires out of the equation. And not that the WRX is a bad car in the snow, it's great, but you can feel the dynamic of it where it will give you a little bit of kind of a shove from the rear when you apply throttle abruptly. This car doesn't really tend to do that, which, you know, for a more inexperienced driver, it's definitely a better all-weather car in my opinion. Add to the fact it has a far more superior traction control system. You know, you can really feel the, I guess for lack of a better word, the torque vectoring working if you're cornering with this car. You know, say for example you're in an intersection, you're taking a tight corner and the front wants to wash out a little bit, you can feel the inside wheels kind of pulling you around. So for an inexperienced driver, it's a great car in the snow. For an experienced driver in the snow, it kind of makes you take liberties you probably wouldn't usually take, because with your abilities combined with the way that the car drives, you can really just get a lot of traction that wouldn't be there with other vehicles. So it's a really, really great all-weather car. I've really been enjoying it. You know, with my job, it's very rare that we get a snow day. Today is one of those very rare days, but typically I would be out driving in this shit, and this thing is definitely good at cutting through it, and it goes through some pretty good drifts. I mean, I'm a little apprehensive about the ground clearance here and just the detail of the front bumper. But I did get snowed in at work one day. I did have to go through a pretty significant snow drift. Easily was probably up to the license plate, and it managed to power through it without any real damage, and I didn't get stuck. So I mean, that's a pretty good testament to Audi's Quattro all-wheel drive system. Now the other part of this equation are the tires. As a mechanic, I get a lot of people who come in and they're like, oh, my car sucks in the snow and I want to trade in for something else, and they honestly don't know what they're talking about. The tires are the only thing that connect you to the ground. Changing the rubber makes an enormous difference. Now, I've had these tires for about 3 years now, 2 years on the WRX, 1 year on this, and these Dunlop Winter Sport 4Ds, they're absolutely fantastic. They have a nice V-block tread pattern. They really dig in. They really dig in deep. Allow you to get good traction and good water and snow evacuation. I think you can get really good ultra high performance snow tires for reasonable money, especially if you get a smaller size like these 17s, which is why I opted for such a small size. A, because I already had the tires, and B, because it allows you to get a little more squish for road imperfections and ride quality. Obviously, when you get cold winter temperatures, you end up with a lot of frost heaves, and that can make the ride really harsh. So having a little more sidewall in the winter, it gives you that extra level of protection and ride quality too. Now the other reason I love these tires too is just because of the speed rating. I don't recall exactly what it is. Let me see if I can find it real quick, which I don't see it. I believe though they're V-rated, I think, which if memory serves me, that's about 149 miles an hour, which is definitely faster than you would ever need to go on any tires, really, never mind snow tires. But I think that's pretty cool because obviously, why should you limit your aggressive driving just to the summertime? I mean, obviously, if you have a car like this, and as long as there isn't 6 inches of snow on the ground, you might want to go sling some fast corners. And I actually went for a pretty good drive with it this past weekend, and the grip and traction offered by these tires really impressed me. I honestly hadn't even pushed them hard all season as I did this last weekend, knowing we were going to get a good blizzard in. And the cornering grip was really, really substantial. I honestly don't even think I made them squeal. So either A, I'm a pussy, or B, the tires are really good. So it could be a combination of both. Alright everyone, that's all I have time for today. If you liked the video, please subscribe, and don't forget to like the video, and leave me a comment below if there's anything you want to see with the S3. Take care.